Hello, welcome back to Podium Pop. My name is Gracie and I'm here with my co-host Celine. We're a little delayed, I'll be honest with you all. We got back from the Miami Grand Prix and we're just tired.
We were exhausted.
I don't think I've ever been so tired coming back from a race. And also, we were building up to it for so long. I'll admit it, a little part of me was sad.
Post-race depression is real.
No, it's so real. It hit pretty hard this week. So we are recording on Sunday. There is no race this weekend. Well, there was an IndyCar race. There's no Formula One, but we're going to recap the Miami Grand Prix, our time there, kind of what we did, and all that jazz, because we had just so much fun.
Yeah, we're going to recap more so the weekend, less the race.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of other great episodes about race recaps, but this one is just focusing kind of more on our experience over the whole weekend and at the track.
And what you can do if you want to go next year and, things that we figured out along the way.
Yeah.
Let's pop the bottle and get started.
Let's do it.
All right, so we flew in on Thursday, which we did last year, but we did something a little different this year, and we flew into the Fort Lauderdale airport, which some of our friends did too. Much cheaper to fly into Fort Lauderdale than Miami.
Much cheaper and closer to where we were staying. The last 2 years, we stayed north of the track.
Yeah.
And both of those we had really, really great experiences with.
Want to tell them what we did this year, where we stayed?
So we stayed at an Airbnb. Last year we stayed in a hotel, this year Airbnb. Both of them were really great for what we needed them for. This year we stayed really close, maybe a mile away from the Hard Rock Hotel, which is the big Qatar hotel. And it also happened to be one of the shuttle stops for the rideshare options. So essentially they have a shuttle that you take an Uber, you get dropped off there. They were also letting people park this year, which they weren't last year.
Yeah.
You could park there. I don't know if you had to buy that parking pass. I don't know how these people parked there, but some people were parking there. And then you hop on the shuttle and the shuttle takes you right to the track. The North shuttle that we took dropped us off right outside of our gate, which is I think gate 14.
Yeah.
Right near the North Beach grandstand. So we stayed there on purpose because we had a really good experience with the North Shuttle last year. We were let's strategically stay closer to there. The only downside of staying north of the track is that if you want to go to a lot of those fan events that are away from the track, most of them are south of the track, closer to downtown Miami.
Yep.
So you kind of have to balance that out. How often are you going to be going downtown? And if you are going to be going downtown pretty much every day after the track to go to those events, maybe stay south of the track.
Yeah, for sure. I am also going to say there were a lot of complaints this year about people being stuck in traffic. We got stuck in traffic the first day, barely any.
Yeah.
I really think if you want to go to the Miami Grand Prix, stay near a shuttle stop. We 2 years in a row have had great luck with the North Shuttle stop.
We talk about
it so much.
Preach it to every person that we talked to that were going to the Miami Grand Prix. Every person that we could, we said, take the shuttles. They have a specific lane that the shuttles are able to get into, that once they hit hard traffic, there's a lane specifically for the shuttles. Way in and out, we ran into, again, except for the first day on the way in, which we were going in right as the gates opened. Other than that, we had zero problems all weekend.
Even race day.
We got in and out of there so quickly.
I remember racing, I was like, ugh, I have to pee. We're going to be on the shuttle for so long. This sucks. And then I looked up and I was like, oh, there's the track.
Yeah.
No, we got there so quick. Really, really utilize it. It's going to be in your favor. Especially, we say this, we love the North one the most because it drops you off right by the gates to get in.
Yes. Yeah,
the other ones you walk a bit, but it's not going to be that bad.
It's not a horrible walk, but again, depending on, if you're staying in the beach stands and beach grandstands and you're north of the track, no question. It's such an easy move. We didn't even wait too long for the shuttles even. I know the first day, again, we got there half an hour before the track opened.
Yeah.
Not knowing that they don't run the shuttles until essentially when the track opens is when they start the shuttles. Yeah. So we were kind of waiting there for a little bit because of that, and there was a pretty long line. But the other days we got there maybe 15, 20 minutes after the track opened, and we both times literally walked on a shuttle, even on race day.
Yeah, even on race
day. Just walked right up onto the shuttle. on the way in. And then on the way out, you wait in a little bit of a line. But again, we never waited more than 10 minutes, maybe 15 one of the days.
Yeah.
And again, just comparing it to Coda,
It's so
we are scarred from the Coda shuttles. As passionate as we are about how much we love the Miami shuttles, we're just as passionate about how much we hate the Coda shuttles. So
I felt like violently ill every day on the Coda
maybe
shuttles.
If you go to Coda, maybe get a parking pass. I would say that.
I see people like fight against that so hard, so I don't even know what to do if you're going to Coda.
Yeah, actually, Coda, just prepare to be miserable on the way in and out every single time.
It's the hard truth, okay?
It's the truth. Miami, North Shuttle, baby. North Shuttle Squad.
A North Shuttle Squad.
Every year. We've gone 2 years.
See you at the North Shuttle next year.
We'll see you at the North Shuttle next year. Party on the North Shuttle.
No, yeah.
We're doing a meetup event on the North Shuttle next year in Miami.
Hope you get on our bus.
We like all meet and then we all get on one bus together and then the bus just happens to be the most fun bus ever.
Yeah, like why wouldn't it be?
That's
We're there.
Great. And then 2 people accidentally like that weren't at our really cool meetup get on the bus and they're like, what is going on?
Who are these girls?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, see you there next year.
See you there.
Real quick, so to summarize what we said, personally, stay north of the track and fly to Fort Lauderdale. Those are going to be cheaper options for you from what we found for the past 2 years. And, of course, the shuttles.
Yep, absolutely.
Should we talk about the Williams fan zone? Because we've never...
Yes, it was our first...
Well, I guess we did the fan zone in Vegas, but it didn't really...
Didn't hit the same.
It did not hit the same.
The Williams fan zone in Miami was so fun. So we got in Thursday, and we met up with our friend Andrea, which you all... If you've watched the pod before, you all know Apex Andrea. Mm-hmm. And she brought along her husband, Valentino. First time we met him, he was great. So we met up with them at the airport. They got a rental car, which, again, if you're going and you want to get a rental car, you probably will only use it if you happen to be going to those events. So it was really great that they got it. They were able to drive us down to downtown Miami to go to these fun events. Mm-hmm. But all the other days we stayed, we pretty much just went to the track, went to dinner, and then went home.
Yeah.
So we didn't need the rental car on those days. But they had a rental car. So we landed. We had a while before we could check into our Airbnb. So we're like, let's just go out and about and see some stuff. Mm-hmm. So we got some lunch.
Waffle House.
Of course. Val's first time there. Andrea's second time there. Andrea's first time there I was also with her.
Yeah, that's crazy.
In Daytona. Yeah. For the Daytona 24. So we got some Waffle House and then we went to the fan zone. It was in like... almost like it felt like an outdoor mall.
Yeah, it was,
and I don't know if it was just like an empty spot that they rented out. I'm not sure what it originally is, but there was a lot of different stores and so many of them were like advertising for Formula One stuff. There was a full like fan merch shop on one of the shops that they had open. But we walked out, we parked, it was like a public parking lot, walked down, went into the fan zone. It was so cute.
It was so cute.
You walk in and there's just a Williams Formula One car. Great. Every time I see a Formula One car in person, like that close, like it's happened enough times where I shouldn't be like, oh my God. But every time it's so like, cool. Whoa, that is so cool. Yeah. It's just right there. I still haven't touched one because every time I get close to one, there's a sign that says don't touch. And one thing about me is I'm scared of getting yelled at.
Last year I made a joke to the man on the track at the V-Carb thing. He made a joke to me. He was like, hey, they have like the V-Carb car and there's like a person sitting there, make sure you don't touch it and like take pictures. He was like, hey, are you gonna, he joked, he was like, bring me back a drink. And I said, I'll bring you back a drink if I can touch the car. He dead face was like, no. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, joke's over.
Okay. No, we're not doing a bit?
No, I was like, oh, the bit's done?
It's done. So yeah, they had a Williams car right when you walked in. And there's a little different this year is in order to get in, I'm going to say required you to, but honestly, they weren't really checking that hard.
I think they tried in Vegas, but nobody was checking.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even know that they tried that in Vegas.
Yeah.
But they essentially wanted you to have the Williams app on your phone and have like a driver card created, which is just like a fun little, basically a profile.
Yeah.
But Val didn't have one. And Andrea just goes, he's with me. And they're like, okay.
Yeah, I don't think they care too much.
But it wasn't too crowded when we went.
No, luckily. I think because also we went a couple hours before Alex was supposed to be there, so people were waiting to line up or like waiting to come and then to line up to see Alex.
Yeah. So they have like the drivers there. Like Leah Block was there one day, James Vowles was there one day. The day that we were there, Alex was there. But we haven't gone to one of those. I don't think it's like a meet and greet situation. I think it's like a Q&A. Kind of Q&A, you huddle around and they talk kind of thing. So it probably got quite a bit more crowded at that point. But while we were there, it wasn't too bad.
We like waited in line to do The Sims. That was really fun. It was my first time on it. I thought I did kind of good. I'm gonna be honest.
You did really good.
Thank you so much.
You were doing well. You and Val, Gracie and Val did it. Very different driving styles.
Oh, for sure.
Val was going like full speed, hitting the walls like.
I was trying so hard to follow the line.
Gracie was following the line. She was driving a little bit slower, and she was like, she's just taking a stroll through the park right now.
Yeah, I also was like, oh my god! When I was going like down the back because it was up the Miami track, so when I was going down the back straight, I was like, oh, I'm going so fast. This is crazy. I look over and Val is like going like I don't know 40, 50 miles per hour faster, and I was like, oh okay.
Oh, okay.
But it was fun. Okay.
Yeah, they had a lot of fun stuff. They had like the reaction test where like they drop like the batons and you have to catch them. They had the other reaction test where you hit like the lights on the wall. And then they also had obviously all of their merch for sale. I was so strong I didn't buy any merch there.
I regret not buying merch. I didn't buy any merch.
The whole weekend?
The whole weekend.
I think I just got the Oscar hat.
Oh, that's right. You got the Oscar hat. I should have gotten one of them.
But I didn't get any on the... You should have gotten the Pirelli hat.
We can't talk about that. I'm really sad about it.
We're going to have to talk about it when we get to that point.
Okay, yeah, fine.
But at the Williams fan zone, I didn't buy any merch. I almost bought the really cutesy Carlos hat that had the 55. I liked that blue color. But I didn't end up purchasing it. Yeah, but I did like their specific Miami merch.
That was good. They also had a thing where you go around and like scan badges. The scanners weren't working, so the lady was like, here, just click this, click that. And then at the end, you like got a prize when she scanned all the badges. We had the cutest little koozie.
Yeah.
And on the koozie, it was like a postage stamp with like the artwork of like the Miami background, like Williams on it. It was pink. It was so cutie.
Yeah, they had like, basically, if you got all your badges scanned, you had like options, and it was like a pen or a lanyard or a tote bag that we already got for free at the front. So why would I pick the tote bag? And then the koozie. And he's like, well, which one do you want? I was like, oh, the koozie, absolutely. Yeah, 100%. There were a couple other options, but I can't remember.
There's a pop socket. I saw a girl got one.
Oh yeah, pop socket. But I was like, the koozie, please. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
So that was a lot of fun. And then after the Williams fan zone, we walked and went to the fan shop where they had a bunch of different team merch. A lot of it was like just general merch. They didn't have like the Miami specific merch there. I tried the whole weekend, and I will let you know I was unsuccessful. I tried the whole weekend to get my hands on the Podium Pop pink V-carb hat.
We tried everything.
I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it anywhere.
No, it was sad.
That was really sad.
Yeah.
But I did find they had buy one get one free.
I think it was free actually.
Yeah, I think it was buy one get one free. Hats from like last year, like last year's merch, and they had Oscar's hat from last year, and both me and Andrea wanted to buy it, and we're like, well, let's team up. Yeah. So it was only $50 for a hat, so we're like, let's team up. So it was essentially $25 for a piece of Formula One merch. That alone,
yeah, that's crazy.
But for it to be official merch from Oscar, who is the championship leader, I was like, which it was last year, but last year's hat was cuter to me anyways.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, absolutely. So I walked away with a new $25 Oscar Piastri hat.
I held on to that pink podium hat the whole time in there. It was $90.
Okay, listen. All week leading up to us going to Miami, she said, I want the pink Pirelli hat. I want it. I want the pink Pirelli hat. It's so cute. I'm going to buy the pink Pirelli hat. Blah, 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 right? We get to this fan merch shop.
Yeah.
There it is. One left. One pink Pirelli hat left. And if you all remember from last year, the same thing happened where we were talking all week leading up to it about how we wanted the pink Red Bull Miami hat. And when we got to the merch stand on the first day, there were two left. We said, this is a sign. We're getting them. We're getting them. We love them. We wear them all the time. So there we are in the fan merch store. And Gracie said, it's $90. I don't know. And I said, Gracie, there was one little stitch off on like the bill of the hat. And she was like, I just don't know if it's worth it. I don't think I'm going to get it. I said, Gracie, you're going to regret this. She's like, I don't think I will. Those were your exact words.
Well, you know what? So when we were in Vegas, I didn't get the pink sweatshirt. Mm-hmm. And then when I got home, I was like, oh, I really regret it. And then I had ordered it. And then now I'm like, I never wear that pink sweatshirt.
Well, it's hot outside.
Even in the winter.
Oh, I wear mine all the time.
And then I was like, well, like, I wear it, but like, and not often. And then I was like, am I going to regret it? Like the pink sweatshirt? Do I just want it because it's pink? Like how, and like,
that is something that we fall into quite a bit.
Yeah. But, no, it's still sitting in my browser. We're not talking about it.
But it was $90 at this fan merch shop. Fast forward, we're skipping ahead. We'll come back to it, but we're skipping ahead a little bit.
Oh, well,
at the track,
my silliness. I was like, it's $9 here. The hat we got last year is $90. It's gonna be $90 at the track.
She's like, maybe if I still want it, I'll get it later. I'll get it at the track. We get to the track, $180.
Yeah, no,
$180.
Probably. Hey, who do you think you are?
Well, yeah,
I didn't get a hat.
So Gracie did not walk away from the Miami Grand Prix with a pink Podium Pirelli hat.
If you happen to see me wearing it later, like, just don't worry about it.
So it's fine.
Yeah.
They did have the podium hat from last year.
Oh, yeah, the blue one?
This year. So maybe you have to go next year and get the pink Pirelli hat from this year.
Oh, yeah. We have to go next year. I hope you realize that.
Yeah, we have to go.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll be going next year.
Good call.
But yeah, you never know. But that's risk. But maybe that if you do see it next year, like that's really a sign.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like that's a sign.
Yeah.
So anyways, I walk away with an Oscar hat. You walk away with no hat. And we get back to the car and we go get some groceries for the weekend. And then we get to our Airbnb.
We stayed in the cutest little place. It for sure was somebody's remodeled garage that was like off of their house. Didn't run into a single soul. I heard people walk past it like one time and I heard a cat meow once, which I was like, oh, can the cat come in? It was, oh my God, it was so nice. You could tell it was like
perfect,
freshly remodeled.
Right.
Yeah.
It was perfect for if you had like 2 to 4 people.
Yeah.
If you had more than 4, because technically there were 6 sleeping spots.
Yeah.
Because there was a bed and then 2 different couches that both were pull-out couches. But it probably would have gotten a little bit crowded with more than 4 people. But it was just the 2 of us in the Airbnb, and it worked out really well.
And we weren't there, so it was perfect.
Yeah, we weren't there during the day. It was more so just like a spot to put our stuff and to sleep. We did. There was no oven. That was the only thing.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Which we did buy frozen pizzas at the store. And we get there, we're like, well,
there's no oven.
No way to cook that. So we left those frozen pizzas in there for the host. Yeah. And maybe they have an oven in their main house.
We should have been like, can we cook these?
Yeah. We knock on the door. Can we cook these in your oven? But it was a really nice Airbnb. Again, we stayed about a mile away from the Hard Rock Hotel. And our Airbnbs, or not Airbnbs, our, why can't I think? Ubers from our Airbnb to the shuttle stop were literally less than $10 every day. So it was like a no-brainer.
Absolutely. Friday.
No, you're missing something very important that we did.
Oh my God, how could I forget? Thursday night we went to Margaritaville.
We went to Margarita as per tradition.
It's a standing tradition.
And we will be doing that next year.
Yeah, we will. We had the best time.
The way I can't wait for Miami next year.
I'm like, please.
We're like 51 weeks away from it. And I'm like, God, I want to be in Miami.
What if... It's not going to happen. What if the schedule moves around because they're taking away like Imola and Spa, which, what the fuck? We'll talk about that later. And it moves around so it's closer to my birthday next year.
That would actually be perfect.
Because we also talked about how it coincides with Derby weekend. And we talked about that with some of our friends who really aren't into Formula One. And they were like, I don't get like... They were like kind of confused by it because at least like in our area, since we're kind of close to where Louisville, where the Kentucky Derby is, it's like a big thing. Mm-hmm. So some of our friends are like, I don't get it. What if they move it and it's a week closer to my birthday? That'd be great.
Even like this weekend next year would be so perfect.
Oh yeah,
that would be amazing.
So I wonder when the schedule's coming out. It came out really early last year.
Yeah, I feel like probably like in the summer, like June or July.
Yeah, we need to know.
We need to know because we're making plans for next year. And when I say we're making plans, we're like every single race. We're like, yeah, we could do that. Literally, yeah, let's go to Suzuka and then turn around and go to Miami and then maybe let's also go to Australia and Silverstone and Budapest.
I literally texted Selena. I was like, not to add more to our plate, but Ellen Ford just tweeted basically saying, or what I'm assuming, basically saying there's going to be another Lando stand at Silverstone next year. And I just remember that Oscar's company tweeted saying that there's going to be an Oscar stand next year. So
Australia would be cool to go
Australia would be so cool.
Opening race.
Yeah. Formula 2 and Formula 3.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, we're getting sidetracked.
Sorry.
Back to our week. Margaritaville. Mm-hmm. Amazing. Such a great server. Lauren at Margaritaville.
Ellen, you know what? I have to call you out. I'm sorry.
Me?
You know what I'm going to say.
That I didn't get a cheeseburger in Paradise?
We all were like, we're going to get margaritas, we're going to get cheeseburger in Paradise, and we're ordering Slingos.
To be fair, I did talk about the steak sandwich and no one was listening to me.
It was like that. No, I heard you. But it was like that TikTok that's like, you have to get the grape soda. we should have done it at Margaritaville.
You have to get the cheeseburger in Paradise. Okay, I'll get the cheeseburger in Paradise. Yeah, what can I get your order? 1 Wagyu steak sandwich, please. Okay, but listen, I got the cheeseburger in Paradise last year.
Yeah.
It was fine, but it's just a cheeseburger. Sorry, Jimmy Buffett. It's just a cheeseburger. And then the Wagyu steak sandwich, $2 different.
Yeah, that is a little crazy.
And I said, $2 more for Wagyu steak? Fuck it. I'm sorry. Heck.
Sign me up.
I said, I'm in Miami. $2 for Wagyu steak?
Sign you up.
Sign me up.
Yeah, for sure.
So I got the Wagyu steak sandwich, and I don't regret it at all, and I think it was delicious.
I'm happy for you on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're so welcome. And then we go back and get ready. And it's Friday.
It's Friday.
So
Friday. Getting down on Friday.
I used to tell people that Rebecca Black was my cousin. Glad to get that off my chest. People believe me.
Whoa, that was a crazy piece of Gracie lore.
In middle school, people believed me because we both had dark hair. Anyway.
Middle schoolers are so simple.
No, they're so simple. So Friday, we get ready, we go. There was literally, listen, trust me, I get it. It's South Florida. Rain comes and goes, pop-up showers. I get it. We were like, it's not supposed to rain today.
No rain on the forecast at all. Friday and Saturday.
I'm on the local news. I'm looking at the radars.
One thing about Gracie is that if there is weather coming and if somebody in the whole world can predict it, Gracie's going to know about it.
I know about it.
And she didn't know about this.
No, it was really sad. So we're standing at the shuttles and then all of a sudden it starts raining. And this is when we had gotten there really early. So the shuttles were still parked off in the parking lot. And they were I said they released them. They literally let them out from back there and were slowly letting people on. And I was like, okay, we have got to get, it's raining. We have got to get on these quicker. And, it started raining first it was sprinkling and then it started raining pretty heavily.
Yeah. Which, we both had hats. So, we both had our hair done. And we're like, we'll get a couple pictures. We knew we would get hot. We knew we'd put our hair up. But we're like, let's at least get there, take a couple pictures, and then we can put our hair up, put our hat on, that kind of thing.
Because once you put a hat on, you're committed. You can't take it off.
Yeah.
You get sweaty.
Yeah. So, the rain started coming. We're like, okay, I guess we have to put our hat on. So, we put our hat on. We tucked our hair up. It was fine. Our hair turned out okay still.
I was able to recover her and not wear a hat for a bit for some pictures.
Yes. But it did rain. Luckily, it wasn't too bad on Friday.
No, I think it didn't rain at the track, or did it just rain at the shuttle stop?
I think it just rained at the shuttle stop on Friday.
I remember Andrea and Val were already there, and I was like, is it raining near you all? And they're like, no.
Nope. So, but yeah, Friday we get there. We get to the track. Again, the shuttle, we had a little bit of traffic on Friday, but really that was the most traffic we hit all weekend.
I think it was also dealing with just work people,
Yeah, people coming in. And then also it's the shuttle driver's first round.
Oh, yeah.
So they're obviously going to be I don't know what lane I should be in, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But we get to the track, we meet up with Andrea and Val, and we had so much fun on Friday.
Yeah, we watched free practice,
and
then we got lunch. Andrea is I don't know how close friends or knows Ash Vandelay, so we met Ash Vandelay. I was trying not to freak out, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, it was so cool getting to talk with Ash Vandelay about things. And we were talking, and they were talking a little bit about NASCAR and about Formula One and Formula One Academy, and we were just sitting there eating lunch with her, and I was like, the knowledge you hold, girl.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
At one point, Andrea asks me a question about like why Formula One Academy or Formula 2 do reverse grids and like what it is exactly. So we were explaining it, and she was like, why? And I was like, well, it's basically to like prove that you're able to overtake and all this stuff. And I was so nervous answering that question to Andrea in front of Ash Vandelay, aka one of the smartest people I know. Guarantee you I probably learned that information from an Ash Vandelay video. Like, I guarantee you I listened to Ash Vandelay talk about it and then be like, I like retained that information and then answered it back to Andrea with her sitting there. Afterwards, I was like, Gracie, how did I do?
I was like, no, you did good. Oh, yeah. No.
But it was super cool. We met a lot of cool people this weekend. Yeah, we did. So, yeah, we did that. And then...
went to the stadium.
Yes, we went to the stadium. We got to see the paddock area. We got to use the non-porta potty bathrooms.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, and honestly, the weather all weekend when it wasn't raining wasn't horribly hot.
No, it was very manageable.
I got more burnt at one day at the Indy GP yesterday than I did 3 days in Miami.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So... which I'm pretty sure also happened last year.
It happened to me last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then we did inside the stadium. I was like, what did we do?
Yeah, we were inside the stadium.
And then we went back to our seats to watch sprint quali.
Oh, sprint quali was fantastic. Kimmy and Tinelli got sprint quali pole.
That was crazy.
And it was such a beautiful moment because there were Ferrari fans, Mercedes fans, McLaren fans, Aston Martin, like a wide variety of fans. A lot of Ferrari fans because of Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah.
But a wide variety of fans. Every person was on their feet cheering for Kimi Antonelli.
Like, once again, the same thing as Lando winning last year. It's like, it doesn't matter who you're a fan of. People realize they just watched history happen.
No, I'm getting chills.
Like, he's the youngest to get a pole position in any format in Formula 1. Like, how crazy is that?
It was so cool.
I remember I was like, started recording my reaction because I was like, oh, okay, like, Kimmy had gone, and then Lando and Oscar, I believe, were like right behind Kimmy to cross the line. And Kimmy got pole, and we were like, Kimmy got pole! And then I was like recording because obviously I wanted to see what the McLarens were gonna do. And then I was like, oh my god, am I about to like get my reaction to Kimmy getting his first pole? Like, it was so exciting. I loved it.
Yeah, everyone was on their feet cheering.
Oh
so
yeah, it was great.
We were super excited. He got pole, and then after that, we pretty much like went straight to the shuttle. Well, we recorded a TikTok first.
Yeah,
we gotta post that.
She's fun.
Yeah. So we recorded, so we waited a little bit for the crowds to clear out, and then we went to the shuttle, and even waiting and going to the shuttle, we still did not wait longer than, like I said, 10-15 minutes max.
At the end of the day, at least at our spot, they had, I don't know, maybe 15-20 shuttles lined up, so they were just cycling people through and like counting them off, putting them into a shuttle, waiting a second, counting off another like 40-50 people, and like cycling them into another shuttle. It was perfect.
It was perfect.
Very well executed.
Coda, the person that runs the Coda shuttles, literally should come to Miami next year and run it with the person that run. Like, they need like an internship program or something. Like,
literally.
Like, I don't know what it is, like peer mentorship. I don't know. Something needs to happen though.
Like, I know a lot of it is traffic, but also we waited for so long just because they ran out of shuttles at Coda.
Crazy town.
I'm talking hours.
Yeah. No, it was crazy. But yeah, we waited a couple minutes, got on the shuttle, and we're like, okay, we're so hungry. We know that if we were to go back to the Airbnb, put our stuff down, we would not get out of that Airbnb, and we would end up ordering food. So we're like, okay, let's get to the shuttle stop and then Uber directly to get some food, and then we'll Uber home. So we went, we got some chicken sandwiches, I got a milkshake, we went to Target because I needed a couple things, and then... What did you need?
I needed Band-Aids.
Yeah, Band-Aids. She got some blisters.
Shoes gave me blisters, and I thought about this before. So I had like the blister Band-Aids that like are all sticky and you put them over a blister. It's basically like a big pimple patch to put on your blister. And I had some of those, and I was like, but those can fall off easily. So on my heels, I got my blisters. I put the big heel blister Band-Aid. Oh my God. I put the big blister Band-Aid on, and then I put a huge Band-Aid over top of it to keep it in place. Guys, I had no issues the rest of the weekend. That is like my new number one tip.
Good tip.
Yeah, it worked so well.
But yeah, so we went to Target, got some stuff, and then we Ubered home and showered, got all comfy, and then rewatched the on-track stuff because we missed it. We had a little snack. And then we went to bed.
Yeah.
Saturday. Woke up.
Jam-packed day.
Very busy day. Woke up. First thing I did in the morning was I did watch Elms qualifying.
Oh yeah, you did.
Because Elms was going on in Barcelona. Barcelona? Yeah. No. France. Barcelona was race 1 in France. And the timing worked out to where, like, right when the stuff was ending would be the time that we leave for the shuttle. So we watched qualifying while we were getting ready. And then, again, got to the track. I mean, got to the shuttle maybe, like, half an hour? Not even a full hour.
No, not a full hour.
Like, half an hour after the gates opened. Walked right on a shuttle. Yeah. How many times are we going to say that? I don't know. Because I just can't communicate it enough that it's the best option.
Yeah.
And we get to the track, and it's raining. And I'm talking like pretty heavy downpour for a while. A good hour or so.
Did it rain all 3 days?
Yes. Saturday was the day that Andrea and Val were wearing the ponchos.
Yes,
Andrea was talking about baked potato.
Right. And when we met up with Meredith, she had a poncho.
Yes.
So, we were like, meh, don't need a poncho.
And we didn't. We survived somehow. And really, we never got too wet.
No.
So.
Well, I didn't get too wet because I ran over to get a high noon. And I was under the high noon tent. And then it started pouring. And you were sitting under an umbrella. And I was like, I'm going to stay here till it stops raining.
So we get there. First thing is we watched the sprint quali race.
Yeah.
It was a mess. Because of the rain, a lot of people were going off.
Oh my gosh.
Finally, it cleared up, and then they had to dry the track. And
then, like, during the race, they were like, I think there was, like, 18 laps total? Or something?
I think so.
Or something like that. I don't know. And then, like, I always look at, like, the McLaren communications app where they're talking to, like, the drivers in the pit. And, like, it has it out and everything. And I look at Celine, and I was like, oh my God, Celine. People are going to start pitting because they were they on full wets or inters?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either, but everybody was pitting for dry tires. And I was like, oh my God, they're going to start pitting. And then, like, Yuki pit because he was in the back. And then all of a sudden, like, a bunch of other people are pitting. And then Lewis pits for the softs and he comes out and he's able to get up into P3. And then, like, McLaren do a pit. And we were like, I was like, the whole time I was like, what? And then, unfortunately, Oscar pit. And then he came back out. So Lando was leading. Oscar was in P2. And then when Lando pit.
Right when he was about to pit.
Literally right when he was about to pit.
Safety car.
Those safety cars love him in Miami.
Yeah, they really do.
It's kind of crazy.
So Lando ended up winning the sprint.
Yeah.
Oscar came in second. Lewis came in third.
Yeah.
A 1-2 for McLaren. Yeah. We were happy with that. And then after the sprint quali, we go to the meetup.
Oh yeah, we met up with Motorsport Mayor. And then we walked over to the
Who is the sweetest ever. Love
Literally
her.
So sweet. And it was like one of those things where, like, we said this before, but we just met, and because we've seen each other online and, like, comments and stuff like that, like, I was just talking to her like I'd known her for forever.
No, we like, met up with her in person for the first time. We, like, hugged. We walked over a bridge. By the time we were walking down from the bridge, we were like, anyway, so we're going to go to Suzuka together next year, right? Like,
yes.
Suzuka next year? Like, it was like,
crazy.
Okay.
We're thinking about doing Japan next year. And she was like, we're doing Japan next year. We're like, okay, cool. We're going to go together.
Yeah. No, it was so funny. We're like, we met each other in person for the first time, literally on the other side of this bridge.
It was crazy.
No, it was really funny. So we met up with her, and then we walked over to
the stadium.
Oh, I forgot. The first time we went to the stadium, we also met Piper.
Oh my God, we did meet Piper.
What is her casual F1 Piper?
Yeah.
So we got to meet her on the first day, and then on the second day we met Mare and walked over to the fan behavior meetup, where we got to meet a lot of people. We got to meet F Everything Sam. We got to meet Podium Queens. So make sure you go follow all of them. It was just so much fun. Obviously, we met Fan Behavior again. We got to meet them last year with this same meetup.
I was like, we had like interacted online and stuff before, but I was like, I wonder if they'll recognize us. And I walked up, and Hannah walked up, and she was like, oh my God, great to see you again. And I was like, oh, this is cool.
Oh yeah, no, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, they're very nice.
Getting to meet people at those meetups, it's always like kind of nerve-wracking. Like, it's really nerve-wracking for us last year.
Oh my God, we were
but
so
even
scared.
This year, we've gone to many meetups. We knew a lot of the people at the meetup even this year, and we still were like, who's gonna walk up first? And we even had a big group with us because it was me, Gracie, Mare, and Andrea all there together. And we still were like, oh God, guys, we gotta walk up. We just gotta do it. And like advice that I can give you is that, like, it's going to be awkward. It's going to be uncomfortable. Just walk in and start talking to someone. Like, everyone's so nice there. You can literally walk up and be like, oh my gosh, I love your shirt. Or, oh my gosh, like, I saw your TikTok one time. Or, hey, I like your bracelet. Do you want to trade bracelets? Like, anything.
Yeah,
just to start the conversation. It's just going to be awkward at first.
That's, like, the whole point of them, too, is to meet new people and, like, you know, if other content creators, or, like, if you are a fan of, you know, some of the podcasts or creators and stuff like that. Everyone's super nice.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was a lot of fun. And then after that, we walk back to our seats to watch.
We ate our first hot dog in the stadium.
Yeah, and that hot dog was good.
It was a good hot dog.
It's a good hot dog. They were out of ketchup, and I will say this hot dog, Saturday's hot dog, could have used some ketchup.
The fries could have used ketchup.
Yeah.
Like, I was saying, I was like, I should have got 2 hot dogs, like these fries.
Yeah, no, honestly.
Yeah.
But it was still a delicious
hot dog. It was a great hot dog.
When you just had, you know, you need the ketchup for the bun. The actual dog.
That's true.
Perfect. So yeah, we eat a hot dog, and then we go sit in our seats for Formula 1 Academy. Oh, it starts raining again. The race gets canceled.
No, that's on Sunday.
I thought
Formula 1 Academy happened. The first race happened while we were in the
stadium. We walked back to go to watch quali.
Yeah.
Okay, quali. Yeah. But it was raining during quali too, right?
I don't think so.
God,
maybe it rained at the beginning of quali? No. It I don't know, it rained so much.
And it rained off and on, and also, like, it only happened, like, less than a week ago. I'm like, what happened?
No, yeah, literally.
So we go back to watch quali.
I think quali was dry for the most part.
I think so too. And Max gets pole.
The margins were like 0.0002. Like, Kimmy was 0.002 away from overtaking Lando for second place in the lineup.
Crazy.
They were so close. It was absolutely insane.
Yeah. No, it was scary.
Yeah, no, it was terrifying.
Raise your hand if you were scared. But quali was cool. We had really good seats. Last year we sat in the North Beach Grandstand. This year we sat in the North Beach Grandstand. Both times. Fantastic. We didn't even talk about how we saw Fernando Alonso crash in the sprint race in front of us.
That's a part of the safety car.
Yeah. And honestly, like, last year we saw, like, some overtakes in our section, but we didn't see any, like, crashes or, like, almost crashes or misses or anything like that, or any, like, close overtakes.
Yeah.
This year we saw a lot in our section.
A lot of it was happening at turn, like, 10 right before us. So when they were coming out of it, they were, like, slowing down again because they had just been battling to try and overtake and, like, coming up to it around that turn.
Yeah, I think if anything, almost next year we sit in the exact same spot but on the other side of the screen, so, like, closer. Because, like, before we were almost between, like, turn 11 and turn 12, and we should have been between turn 11 and turn 10.
Yeah, I think
like, closer to, like, the Red Bull building. But still, like, I don't think I'll ever sit in another section.
I
think it'd be cool. And you know what Meredith did, though, is she did, like, I don't know what it was called. Flex? No, that's what they call it for IndyCar.
She got, like, to sit at a different grandstand every day.
Yeah, which I think would be really
designed
cool.
ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'd be super cool. It would be a little scary not knowing where you were going to sit.
Yeah.
But, like, it would allow you to see other parts of the track that you just don't see if you sit in the same spot. But I don't know if I'm cut out for that.
I love this year. We had a lot of good people sitting around us.
We did.
We had a lot of Ferrari fans, and we all set our differences aside. Like,
it was beautiful, actually.
It was beautiful. They didn't like Max, which is fine.
They were not Max fans.
There was, like, one lady on Friday that sat next to me, and then, like, her nephew came the other days, but she was like, so who are we a fan of? And I was like, oh, the McLaren, like, Lando and Oscar, and then I was like, oh, and then, like, I like Max. And she had said that to me after Max had came by, and I think because she heard me cheer, and she was like, we don't like Max. And I said, okay. I said, hey, we don't have to talk about him.
So fair, girl.
And she said, I'll root for the papaya for you. And I said, thank you.
Yeah, that would be, like, that's part of the fun, too. Like, if you get, like, a good group of people near you.
Yeah,
like,
I think we had a great group.
We had a great group. Even, like, the second and third day we walked up, like, the people, there was a family sitting in front of us, and we walked up, and they're like, you're back!
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun.
So it's great when you have good people around you.
Yeah, so, like, if you did, like, the one where you change grandstands each day, like, it'd almost be like, oh, man.
Where'd they go?
I miss them. So that is something to consider. Again, also not knowing where you're going to sit each day until, like, you basically get there would.
No, that would make me a little nervous.
Make me a little nervous.
It's like at the airplane, at the airport, I need to find my gate first before I could do anything else. I like have to like find my seats first.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why Southwest well, not anymore, but Southwest like stressed me out.
Oh,
because you don't have an assigned seat, and you're like, where am I gonna sit?
No, it was stressful when we did it coming home from New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Hated that. I will say I wish we had like actual seats. Some of the grandstands do.
Yeah, like backs.
Yeah.
Or like yeah.
Or, like,
yeah, because sometimes it can get like a little squished.
Or like uncomfy, like sitting there for a while.
Yeah, with no back on it. Yeah. I would have, if I had a back on that bench, I would have been fine.
Been, like, set.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, we watched quali, and then we went right to the shuttle after that. Yeah, that was like the one day that we booked it.
Oh yeah,
got right on the shuttle. Again, very quick, and then we went to Chili's.
Great experience.
Loved the Chili's. Good Chili's.
Good Chili's.
We went to a good Chili's, and then we went home and went to bed.
Yeah. We rewatched stuff.
Rewatched stuff.
We fell asleep watching Young Sheldon every night.
Yeah, and honestly, Young Sheldon is funny.
I think it was Friday night. I was like falling asleep, and then I didn't even know Celine was still awake, like actively watching it. She burst out laughing.
I'm sorry.
No, it was just so funny, and I was like, I wasn't even like that asleep yet, and I was like, what are you doing? And then she's laughing so hard she can't get her words out, and it's something the grandma said on Young Sheldon. And I was like, this show's funny. I didn't know it was that funny.
She called the dad Tubby.
No,
she said, "Keep dreaming, Tubby."
Keep dreaming, Tubby.
So funny.
No, that is so funny. Good choice though. So if you're looking for a show, Young Sheldon's it.
Young Sheldon.
Okay, race day. Sunday.
We wake up. I watched the Elms race. Jamie Chadwick's team won. Woo-hoo. Go Jamie. Enzo made it to the podium. Inner Europol made it to the podium. Woo. Great day for me. Yeah. Pietro came in fourth.
So close.
So close to the podium. Mm-hmm. So we get ready. Mm-hmm. We get on the shuttle.
Yeah.
We get to the track.
Yeah. We go to the Formula 1 Academy paddock.
Mm-hmm. We used that time. We had a little bit of time. We got there kind of early before the Formula 1 Academy race 2 is supposed to start.
We also, while we were in the Formula Academy paddock, we met Swell.
Yes, we got to meet Swell.
And that's also because Andrea was like, hi. And I was like.
One thing about Andrea is she'll stop someone and we'll kind of just ride her coattails and be like, hi, it's so nice to meet you. Yeah. But we are always like nervous to like reach out and be like, oh my gosh, we love your content. Like Andrea will.
Yeah.
And Andrea, thank you. Because we met so many amazing people because Andrea stopped them and started the conversation.
She is also very, very nice.
Yeah, Swell was super nice. She was giving us like, we were talking about like YouTube and like analytics and all of that stuff. Yeah. Which is super cool because she's super experienced and she is like an expert. Like how we were talking with Ash, and Ash, you know, we think so highly of Ash and the content she puts out. She puts out really like not only entertaining content but also really like educational content. Yeah. And Swell is also someone that we hold to a high regard. So it was cool getting to meet both of them.
It was really cool.
So we got to talk with her for a little bit. But yeah, the Formula 1 Academy paddock was so cool. We didn't get to go to it last year because every time we were near it, it was closed because we happened to be too close to like the Formula 1 Academy races. Mm-hmm. So it was cool to walk through there. And then we walk we walked all around. We did a loop of the whole track. So the one place that we didn't go is all the way out to the McLaren grandstands in like the marina. But we did get to go to, we obviously have been in the beach. We were hanging around East Campus as well. Mm-hmm. So we went from East Campus to the paddock, and then we went to West Campus, and then we went to North Campus. North Campus is where we ate in West Campus.
You guys.
Gracie, tell them.
So I'm walking around and I'm like, one thing about me is I'm not very adventurous with my food. I'm like, I need something that's going to be safe food that I know is going to fill me up, and like, I'm not going to take any risks. And you know what? I see a hot dog. And I'm like, I'm going to get this hot dog. And I walk up there and I'm like, $14 for a hot dog. And I was like, that's insane. But like, whatever. I'm already here. I'm already like in front of this lady about to order. Me also not realizing there's like a whole display of food right in front of me. I'm not really paying attention. You guys, she comes out with a foot-long hot dog.
Good thing you didn't get two.
No, I thought about it too. And I was like, I also thought about getting fries because fries were separate. And then she had set down the hot dog and I was like, I don't need fries. Yeah. It was, first of all, best hot dog I've ever had in my entire life. Nothing is going to top that. It was delicious, perfectly cooked, bun toasted, huge. And then I got back, and then everybody was like taking pictures and recording me. I was like,
no,
I was like,
I gotta get this for the vlog. Yes. By the way, if you haven't watched the vlog yet, go watch it.
Watch your vlog.
The hot dog is featured in it, so if you want to see what it looks like, go check it out.
Yeah, for sure. Great hot dog. Shout out to Val. He took a really good, honestly, it's a great picture of me. Mm-hmm. I'm like giggling while holding the hot dog.
She looks so happy.
You know, one of my friends responded, was like, I've never seen you happier.
Yeah.
I was like,
she looked very at peace with that hot dog.
And I'll be honest, I was, I don't know. I woke up in the morning, was struggling a bit, and then like I got that hot dog in me and maybe a high noon, and I was like, I'm ready to go.
That's all it took.
No, just a long hot dog.
As we were at West Campus, we realized that rain was coming.
Yeah, Mara texted me and she was like, it's raining, and like I'm in the car driving in, and I was like, Celine and Andrew were in mid-conversation. I was like, you guys gotta stop. We gotta go.
We gotta book. We were on the opposite end.
Yeah, the opposite side.
Like we were on the beach grandstands, which is on the outside of East Campus.
Yeah. We
were on the West Campus. So we're like, we look at each other, we're like, we gotta go. So we like book it. So we get to see North Campus, but getting to see North Campus is more so like us like speed walking through it to try to get to our seats before the rain starts. We get to our seats and we're like, oh my God, we gotta go to the bathroom. So we go to the bathroom, and then as we're coming out, like we hold each other's stuff, so we take turns. As I'm coming out of the bathroom, she's like, it's raining. I'm like, go, save yourself. So she's running to get under the thing, and I'm like sprinting after her. We make it. There was a little bit of sprinkle, but we did make it to our seats before the rain came, and it was a downpour.
It was a downpour,
and luckily our seats are covered, so we were safe from the rain. We didn't get rained on, but like it was such a downpour. Like I was like in shock over the people that were just sitting in their uncovered seats, no poncho, sitting there getting drenched, and I'm like. Don't you want to like move?
I think there's space up here.
There was space,
and like there were like ponds of water outside the grandstand.
Yeah,
like they, were just trying so hard to sweep them into like the drains. Yeah, no, there were just ponds and ponds of water. We were like constantly hopping over them.
Yeah, no, it was pretty crazy rain. Yeah. Because of it, the Formula One Academy race 2 got canceled. So that was disappointing because we didn't get to watch the full Formula 1 Academy race 1. So that was kind of sad.
Also, Chloe was starting on pole.
I know.
I was really sad about that.
I just want her to win a home race.
I know.
Is that too much to ask for? They'll be in Vegas this year, right?
It's the closing race too.
Okay, so hopefully she go to Vegas. Should we go to Vegas?
Well, we're going to Vegas.
Okay, yeah.
Actually, I saw somebody talk about all the DJ lineups when I texted Celine. I was like, Celine, we're going to Vegas.
Honestly, we should try to book our hotel room sooner rather than later.
Oh yeah, that's smart. I know where we can stay too. Like on the strip. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So anyways, catch us at Vegas. Yeah. But no, it was a little disappointing. But after Formula Academy, we get some more. We didn't want to like leave far because it wasn't because it got postponed before it actually got canceled. Yeah. And then the driver's parade was starting soon after, so we can't go far. So we go to get some more drinks, and we're just kind of hanging out. The driver's parade.
And little did we know.
Thank God we waited for it. No, and we got to see this happen. Best driver's parade I've ever seen in my life.
Ever. And I know you all know about it by now. But if you
all know, Lego cars.
Lego life-size. I'm almost positive it was like a 1-to-1 ratio of life-size car.
It was so funny. Like, if they actually just posted yesterday. Well, as this is being posted 2 days ago on Saturday, they posted like the GoPro footage of the drivers driving their Lego cars. I've never seen them have so much fun driving a car.
Especially like Fernando Alonso. He was having the time of his life.
Teasing. Like their smiles were almost off their face.
And like they could not stop laughing, like scream. Like somebody, I think this perfectly sums it up. Somebody said on Twitter that it reminded them of like the COVID sim days when like George and Lando and Charles would all like stream
because it's
together.
It's like racing what they love to do, but it's so like
silly.
Low stakes. There's no like it was just so fun. The crowd was having so much fun.
All loved it.
F1 Twitter, like the whole racing community was unified for one moment in time. For one lap, everyone was on the same page that Lego cars is the best thing that have ever happened to Formula One.
Well, and we also knew that there were Lego cars in West Campus.
Yes.
And so they were there, like you could walk past, you could see them. And then like we had no clue. I don't know if any other people did, but we had no clue at the track that like they were gonna drive them around.
No.
And then like so we're sitting there.
Well, because even they were like on the grid, and we didn't know that they actually moved. So we're like, oh, they're just on display before they get on the trailer. And then we saw them getting in the Lego cars. We're like, are they just taking pictures? And then we saw them start moving. No, and we're like,
I remember like Carlos got in, and I was like, how is he not breaking it? Oh my god! I was like, oh my god, he's gonna break. It's gonna break. Like I know.
We thought he was like getting in when he wasn't supposed to. We're like, Carlos, get out of there!
Please don't break that. No. And then like us and the girl in front of us were like, oh my god, they're gonna drive them.
They're gonna drive them. Everyone's like, no, surely not. Nope. They start driving them.
They like took off, and like I swear everybody gasped.
No, it was so funny though.
So funny.
And they were. Go watch the video if you haven't. It's really cute.
I think Lewis Hamilton's video that he posted on his TikTok.
The giggles.
I laid down after we got home and watched the video on repeat, and then finally I was laughing so hard, so he came over and she was like, "What are you doing?
What are you doing?"
Oh my god, I'm crying. It's so funny.
Pierre Gasly's cackle, like, I'm sorry.
Super villain.
Like, he was like, I was like, are you?
What's going
on? Are you okay?
He was like maniacally cackling.
Which, like, I get because I'd be doing the same thing.
Sure.
I'd be doing it too.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, no, that was loving
one of the highlights of the weekend. And then...
Well, before you do that, I have a question.
Okay.
Do you think we'll get a Lego trophy?
Oh my god, we should.
We had a Lego F1 car, why not a Lego trophy?
And honestly, like, why haven't we had
Why haven't we?
Lego would be all about that.
It'd be so good.
It'd be so good.
Yeah.
What track would
I think it would have to be something like Vegas.
Yeah, but Vegas is almost too, like...
That's true.
Maybe Coda?
Maybe Coda.
Like, Vegas, I think, is too, like luxurious to have a Lego trophy. But Coda... That could be good.
That'd be so good.
And also stick them back in those Lego cars, please.
No, put them back in.
Like, I would watch a whole, like, racing series.
Oh, yeah.
Of that. Like, put them in the, like, literally have them do one lap at every single race in a Lego car and then add up the points at the end of the year.
Yes.
Because I'd love to know. New Grill the Grid.
Oh, wow.
I'd love that. Yeah, it's been a while since we've had a Grill the Grid video.
It really is. I think they're going to maybe start them back up during summer break. I wonder if they're waiting to bank them during then.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, it was great. Everybody, like, I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah, it was great. And then the race happened.
Yeah, the race happened.
And we're not going to get too much into the race. Great racing. Mr. Piastri.
Oh my god, you guys.
This is me and Gracie every time. This is our fourth Formula 1 race. Every time we've seen a different winner.
Yeah.
And also, none of those winners have been Max Verstappen.
Except for technically the Miami sprint.
Yes.
Last year. But not
counting the sprint race, because then we haven't had a repeat winner if we don't count sprint.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen Max Verstappen win.
How crazy is that?
Crazy, because year one we saw Lando in Miami. And then Charles in Coda, George in Vegas, and now Oscar in Miami.
Yeah.
And that
is crazy.
We went to the podium. Yeah. We, as diehard McLaren fans, had an amazing weekend because in the sprint we got a McLaren 1-2 Lando win. Mm-hmm. During the actual race, we got a McLaren 1-2 Oscar win. Like, we could not have, the only thing that we could have asked for is them getting pole both the days, but I'm almost glad.
No, I'm
so excited for Kimmy. Max getting pole, like, it was fine. Like, I couldn't have asked for anything more.
No, I don't think I could have asked for anything more.
It was like perfect. The podium was so much fun. Mm-hmm. Everyone was so excited for Oscar.
Oh my god, I loved it.
It was a beautiful moment.
And also last year, we were just way too superstitious to go to the podium.
Yeah.
We also kind of didn't know where it was last year. But I was like, I cannot stand up or else Lando will not win this race.
It was scary.
It was really scary. Yeah. I did not want to take my eyes off the screen for a second. So then this year we went, you left out with 20 laps to go, right?
Yeah. Oh, a little bit early because I had to go pee first.
Yeah.
And I'm also a slow walker, so I was like, I'll meet y'all there. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so we left a good amount, but we were able to watch the race at the podium too.
Yeah, and we watched everything in the beginning happen. So we watched, like, Lando Max go off corner one.
So
we
stressful.
Watched Oscar overtake Max. We watched Lando overtake Max. We watched just, like, everything kind of settled out. Mm-hmm. And then Celine left because she had to pee, and then, like, I was like, oh, I kind of have to pee. Me, Andrea, and Val were like, we're going to go at lap 30, and then Andrea texted, and she was like, I don't know. And I was like, I don't know either. And then I was like, okay, after you said text her, I was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and then I'm gonna be there. So then, first of all, Andrea is such a fast walker. I meet up with them.
She's such a fast walker.
They started walking and I was like, I'll see y'all at the podium.
Yeah, y'all go ahead.
It's honestly from where we were, it was not bad. We also realized on the way back we didn't have to take a single bridge.
Yeah, we really didn't.
Yeah, and I regret taking a bridge there because like I started out, you know how it's like it's a marathon, not a sprint. I started out as a sprint. Like my legs.
Rookie mistake.
No, literally, like and also like I'm wearing like platform Adidas shoes, and I was like, damn, I should not have started going that quick.
I was just slowly taking a stroll. I would like take a stop and peek in the track, see the action.
Yeah.
You know, I would stop and I was like looking at some food vendors. I was like, ooh, okay, keep walking, Celine.
Well, and then it was also funny because like when I was going, I think like it was when a good chunk of people started going too, because then there were people like running to get there, and I was like, oh my god. And then like we were all doing the same thing. We all had F1 TV up on our phones. We were all like walking quick or running, trying to get there. It felt like a little sense of community, even though I was just trekking over by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found you all. Well, you found Val and Andrea.
Yeah, I found Val and Andrea, and then we found you, and then Oscar won. Yeah. Amazing. Got to watch the podium.
Yeah, that was so cool.
So much fun. After the podium, we were like fully like watching the podium. We're like, okay, let's go. And then as we're like about to like pack up, they're like, guys, stay here at the podium. Tiesto's coming, and we're like, we love Tiesto. No idea that he was performing there.
No, I had no clue.
So we're like, well, we're staying.
I'm sorry, it was Tiesto in Sexy Red.
Yeah. Oh yeah, cannot forget Sexy
Red.
Red.
I'm not leaving.
So we're like, okay, we'll be here. We'll be sat. So a lot of people did leave after the podium, so we shuffled our way up to the front. We were like one person away from the barricade, and we got to see Tiesto perform.
Yeah.
Tiesto and Sexy Red.
Also, first of all, so many cameramen and photographers were like recording around us. I want to see that footage.
Yeah, where's the footage? Can you contact us?
Get
us that footage.
Also, the whole weekend, because Celine and I like house music and EDM. Andrea kept referring to us as her EDM friends. So like we're sitting there, and then they were like, Tiesto's performing. Look at Andrea, and we were like, we're not leaving.
Yeah. And Andrea's like, I love Tiesto.
Yeah,
she's
true.
like, Tiesto makes hot girl music, and I said, yes, he does.
Yeah, so that was so much fun.
It was fun. So we watched Tiesto perform, and then we're like, we look at each other, and then like the high of Tiesto, the high of the podium, the high of Tiesto, we look at each other, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm tired, and my feet hurt really bad, and I'm really hungry, and I need food and water. So then we slowly shuffle our way across campus. Yep. Because at this point, normally when we're done, we go out the gate and that's where our shuttle is. But at this point, we're over by the podium. So we have quite a bit of a walk. So we shuffle through the walk. We get to the shuttle. We still don't wait very long.
No.
And we get on the shuttle.
As we're in line for the shuttle, we like ran into the people that we were sitting next to too. And they were like, hey, did you make it to the podium? And we were like, we did! Yeah. It was cool.
Yeah, also while we were in line, we got to meet Caroline's Corner.
Yeah.
She complimented my hand-painted Oscar hat, which was super cool. So we met a lot. Again, we met so many cool people.
Yeah.
And then we get on the shuttle, and then we finally, at this point, we're like, okay, like, the other 2 days we went straight to dinner, and then home, we're like, nah, we just gotta go home and order. Like, we need to settle down, because we were planning on going out that night. We did go out that night. But we were like, we need to, like, prop our feet up.
Oh, yeah. Like
before we do anything. So, all in all, it was just such a fun weekend.
So much fun. I absolutely loved it. Like, we had the time of our lives. I loved hanging out with Andrea the whole weekend and her husband.
Andrea is legitimately one of the funniest people I've ever met. She is such a good friend, too. Like, there were times where I was like, what are we gonna do? She's like, I got this. Like, she is like the type to take control, and I'm like, thank God Andrea's here. No. The amount of times this is my third race with Andrea. Mm-hmm. We went to Vegas with her. I went to Daytona 24 with her, and now we were in Miami together. The amount of times I've been, thank God Andrea's here. Yeah. What would we do without Andrea? Insane.
Oh my God. We were literally, when we went to the Margaritaville for dinner on Thursday, I realized I forgot my toothbrush, and I was like, ugh. And then everybody was like, oh, there's a gift shop. Go see. And then Andrea and I woke up. She was like, do you want me to go with you? And I was like, please. And then the gift shop was closed, and she goes, watch this. She walked up to the front desk, and she's like, hi, can we buy a toothbrush from you? And then he was like, oh my God, it's complimentary for guests. And then she hands us a couple toothbrushes, and Andrew and I were like, walk away. Obviously, they probably wouldn't have cared if we were, but I was like, oh my God, I would have had to like Uber somewhere and buy a toothbrush. And Andrea didn't help me.
Andrea, and she's also legitimately one of the funniest people I've ever met. I don't know how her brain works or it's amazing. Where she pulls these things out of. Mm-hmm. So freaking funny.
Yeah.
And then we got to meet Val, her husband, for the first time. Also, hilarious. I think Val's a little bit more hilarious in the way that he doesn't realize.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But like he just thinks he's talking, and I'm like, that's funny. He's like, it wasn't a joke.
Yeah.
But they're both so funny, and we had such a good time with them. Like last year, it was just the two of us, and we like met some people last year, but we weren't like on the trip. Like we weren't like all day every day with them. And this year we did have Andrea and Val. It was such a good experience.
Yeah.
And it's just, again, like one of those moments you're like, the fact that like we found like some of our best friends through motorsport is so crazy. Like I even experienced it yesterday when I went to the Indy GP, and I got to meet up with Marley, who I haven't seen in a couple of months, and I got to meet up with Mimi and all of these friends. And I'm like, it is so crazy that if we never started this podcast or if we never went to any of these races, like we wouldn't have like MJ, we wouldn't have Andrea, we wouldn't have Marley, like all of these great friends, like we just wouldn't know. And it is crazy.
I love it.
And I'm just so glad that we found people that love the same thing as us as much as we do, and that we can have these good relationships with.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It was so fun.
Great way to make friends.
So if you're listening, Andrea, we love you.
Love you.
And we had so much fun. And let's do it again sometime.
Yeah.
Mid-Ohio. So anyways, we're almost out of time.
Yeah.
But give me quickly your champagne pop and champagne problem for the weekend. And it could just be not even about the race. I don't actually want it to be a driver. I want it to be about the weekend.
Champagne pop was, like, I want to give it to the shuttles, but I'm not because we already talked about them so much.
Yeah.
Champagne pop was...
The shuttles get, like, the P1 trophy.
No, literally.
They get pole position. And now we're doing the P1 trophy. So
I'm going to say champagne pop was the people we sat around, because it made it, like, we didn't talk to people we sat around last year. It made it so much more fun.
It did. Yep.
It was, even though we were like all different fans of people, like
I was fully expecting the hot dog.
Yeah, okay, well, the hot dog like is
hot dog and the people around us.
Yeah, for sure.
And your problem.
The rain.
Yeah, my champagne problem is also the rain. For sure.
Yeah.
And then my champagne pop, I think, God, I asked you, but I actually don't know. It's kind of hard. I think maybe just the podium experience was really cool. Yeah, that
was great.
It was you went to the Coda podium. I didn't go to the Coda podium because I was like not feeling very well. I was like, you have fun. You go run in that crowd. I'm gonna stay with the chairs. Yeah. So I think the podium experience was super cool. It was my first Formula One podium. And one thing about me and Gracie is we love a podium.
Oh, we love a podium.
We love a podium. It's in our name.
Have you heard our name?
It's in our blood.
Yeah.
So getting to see the podium was definitely a champagne pop for me. And then again, also just like getting to hang out with Andrea and Val all weekend. Ultimate champagne pop.
For sure.
And then, champagne problem was the rain. Yeah. And another champagne problem, a big one, was the Formula One Academy Race 2 being canceled.
For sure. Obviously, we want them to be safe, but we just, want to see the race happen.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So, anyways, I'm super excited for next year.
Oh, I cannot wait for next year.
So, if you're going to go to Miami next year, let us know. And take our advice.
Please.
North side. Maybe if you're going to get a rental car, get it for Thursday only.
Yeah.
And maybe we should go on Wednesday next year.
Yeah, I was thinking how to have a beach day.
Have a beach day. Yeah. Get a nice base tan.
Or come home Tuesday.
That could be really nice.
That's what Mare did.
Thinking about like being a little bit hungover, but then going to the beach and just being able to like nap on the beach.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that would be great.
We'll have to debate about it. We are coming up on a busy time. It is the month of May. The Indy GP just happened. Qualifying for Indy 500 is next weekend. There's practices happening. Indy 500 is coming up. We are going into a triple header for Formula One.
I'm getting overwhelmed.
There's a lot going to be going on. We are going to be busy. We're going to be booked. We'll have episodes for you.
Very booked.
Probably still separate eps for IndyCar and Formula One because we can't stop talking.
Yeah, I mean, and also we have I can't even talk. An IMSA race this weekend as well over in Laguna. And then right after the month of May happens, we have some more IMSA coming. We have the Mid-Ohio IMSA races. Then we have Le Mans.
God, I can't wait for Le Mans.
I'm so excited for Le Mans. Like, I can't stop thinking about it. One thing about me is I'm going to love a 24-hour long race.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And I'm going to hyperfixate on it. A couple of weeks before each 24-hour race, I hyperfixate on it.
It's fine. We'll let you do that.
Thank you. But yeah, very, very busy time. Gracie's birthday is this week.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone in the comments say happy birthday to Gracie.
You better be here this long.
Like I said earlier, if you haven't already, make sure you go watch our Miami vlog. Basically what we just talked about, all in vlog form. You'll get to see all the friends that we met. You'll get to see the hot dog. I filmed some footage when I was at the Indy GP yesterday. I don't know if I got enough footage for a vlog. Maybe I'll make like a mini vlog, if not, and still put it on TikTok. Yeah. So make sure you go follow us on TikTok if you don't already. Follow us on Instagram. Make sure YouTube, Spotify, all of that. But we're gonna basically be like nonstop pumping out content for probably the next 2 months, I would say.
So you should make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss a thing.
Make sure you subscribe. And also the next big race that we're going to is gonna be Mid-Ohio for IndyCar. So make sure, if you're going, let us know, because we would love to meet up with you there. We had the best. I mean, Mid-Ohio is definitely probably my favorite IndyCar race last year. Either that or Nashville. Yeah. We had such a good experience with Mid-Ohio last year. It gets a bad rep, but it's so much fun. So make sure you let us know if you're going to be there so that we can find you and meet up. And yeah, I already missed Miami.
No, I can't talk about it too much. I cried when I got home, I'll be honest. I didn't tell you, but I did cry when I got home.
No, it's so fair. It's so fair and valid of you.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah.
Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe and stick around for all that's going to come this summer. Bye.
Bye.